Welcome 405th members, YouTube members. My username is Canadian42283. Today my friend asked me to help him finish his Master Chief outfit, or armor. So the last piece he needed done was the helmet. So I told him I had a helmet mold that I made for my Master Chief costume. Made this about a year ago. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be using smooth cast roto because I'm going to be slush casting, which means I'm going to be pouring the solution once it's mixed into here and just kind of slushing it back and forth until it starts to cure. I have a couple batches pre-dispensed in separate cups just because the first batch I'm going to do, I want to make sure that I'll have some extra cups ready for when I need to pour some more, and that way I don't have to spend too much time and worry about it curing too fast. So I'm going to mix part A and part B into the middle container. Just stir with regular plastic utensils. Make sure you use stuff that you don't care being disposed of afterwards, because they'll be pretty much rendered useless after the plastic cures. Make sure if you do ever do any mold making that you put either plastic, or I just took some garbage bags and laid down on the garage floor, just because it does stick to concrete and get in the grooves, and it's a pain in the ass to clean up. Yeah. I just finished pouring the roto casts from Smooth On in the silicone mold. It took probably a good 4 to 5 batches, small batches, in there to get it the thickness that I wanted. You see that little bit of webbing in there? That's just from me moving the plastic around there, slushing it around, and it dried like that. I'll just go ahead and trim that up with a Dremel once I demold it. I'm gonna let it dry about probably a couple hours, just because I have bad luck. I'm always eager to take it out of the mold really fast, and then it's still warm and it'll warp. So I'll let it dry a couple hours so it'll harden the way it's supposed to. So the shell just pops right off. I took all the screws and bolts off that were in those holes that were holding it together, and yeah, it comes off really easily. Now what I did was I cut a seam kind of like down this mohawk looking thing. It's called a registration key that makes sure it sits nice and tight into the shell, giggity. So what I'm going to do is just gently, and it's always important that you use mold release agent. Smooth On sells some. That's what I use, or you could use Vaseline if you wanted to, but I just use the mold release agent. And just kind of gently peel back the mold. I like to go around the edges just to make sure that the plastic, because a lot of this plastic, or as they call flash, gets stuck over the plastic, so I want to make sure I just gently lift up the edges of each lip just so I don't tear the silicone, because it's very expensive to make another silicone mold. That's come on nice. You can just kind of bend that up. It's just, the plastic's hard, but that flash is just kind of really easy to manipulate, so you want to just tear that off. There we go. Oh, there she is. Let's see here. Ooh, nice. And right here you see more flash on the side. That's just because some of the silicone came up through the crack, but I'll just use a Dremel to get that off. That's no biggie. Yoink. Come to Greg. Sorry, it's taking me a little bit. It's hard to do with one hand. I might actually set the camera down. Hold on a second. This comes right off. And cha-ching! Sorry, forgive the jitteriness of my camera. That silver stuff in there was tinfoil, because originally on my Master, on the thing I made the helmet out of, I put tinfoil along the shield lining, just because I was lazy and didn't feel like fiberglassing over it, but there we go. It came out pretty nice. I'll just have to do some sanding in some parts. There's a little, on some spots you'll get air bubbles, but you can just, I'll just use my Dremel to get rid of those. It's real quick and easy. Came out pretty smooth, pretty nice. It zooms in there. Like I said, you will get on some parts, if you do the mold the way I did it, if you ever make one, you'll get a little bit of flash there, and that can just be sanded down, but there's lots of different ways you can make a mold, so hope you guys enjoyed watching the video on how I made it, and have a good day. Take it a go.